Hey beauties, it's Krista, and if this is your second time coming to my channel, thank you so much for returning. I have received a tremendous amount of support with starting this YouTube channel, and I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who helped with promotion or everyone who just helped with subscribing to the channel and believing in me. Thank you so much. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I completed this really pretty cranberry eyeshadow look. So stay tuned. All right, you all, so now let's get into this video. As you can see, I have already done my brows off camera. If I were to include my brows in this video, it would take forever. But if you would like to know how I do my brows, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below, and I can show you in another video how I do my brows. So moving on to eyeshadow base, I am going to be using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, and I am using the shade C1. Okay, the reason why I'm using a shade that is so light is because I really want the colors on my eye to pop. And one way to achieve popping eyeshadow is to use a concealer or a base that is so much lighter than your eye. That way when you put on your shadows, they really stand out. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my lid, as so. It looks a little crazy right now, I know. Okay, and I like to bring mine up just a little bit because I like to put, sometimes you may want to pop in color in your crease. So to blend that out, I'm just going to take this mini concealer brush and I'm just going to pat. Never rub your eyeshadow base or your eyeshadow concealer, whichever one you decide to use. You want to pat it in. You don't want to rub it in. Even if it takes a while to blend it in.
You would rather be blended than look a hot mess. So you pick which one you want to do.
Now I have blended out all of the concealer that I am going to put on my eye. You can go in and set this with a powder. I will not be doing that in this video. I am just going to go straight into the eyeshadow. And for my eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Heel eyeshadow palette. I don't know what look I want to go for today, but I guess I'm just going to start blending some things into my crease and we'll see where I go. So first for my crease, I'm going to go in with this fluffy crease brush, and I am going to go in with this shade right here. This shade is called Pooter. I'm not quite sure what that is. Very interesting. And I'm just going to lightly swipe that into my crease. And this is serving more as a transition shade. It's not going to be the main focus color, but you never just want to go in directly with your crease shade. You want to create a gradient that leads to your crease shade, because if you don't, then your eyeshadow look can look very harsh, and that's not what you want to go for. And as I'm putting this shade into my upper crease, I am just using light windshield wiper motions. Depending on the color that you're using, you can pat. I have found that patting has worked for me too. But it's all about preference. You guys, I am not a makeup artist. I am not someone that is a guru. I am not, here telling you that I am a professional. I'm just showing you what works for me and what I like to do when I do my makeup looks. So now with that same brush, I am going to go in with this shade right here. This shade is called Roxanne.
Roxanne, Roxanne.
I don't really even like that song. Okay. And I'm just gonna also put that in my crease as well. And this shade is going to start deepening my crease. So you're gonna start seeing a little bit more color show up. It's like this pretty soft reddish tone. I wouldn't necessarily call it brick, but it's like a lighter version of a brick red. Okay. And I guess you could consider this my secondary transition shade. That's just going to help build and make this look a little bit more popping. And when I'm doing my crease colors especially, I always start from my outer eye and I work my way in to my inner eye using those same windshield wiper motions. And don't forget the corners of your eye as well. So now, to really deepen my crease, I am going to go in with this shade right here. This shade is called Jax. So I'm just gonna focus this color right here because I really want to build this color up on the ends. And I'm gonna put it on the other side. I think the look that I'm going for is a cranberry look today. At least that's what I'm leading up to. We'll see. But I really like these colors together. I really love this shade Jax. Looks really pretty. And I really hope the camera is picking up on it. I'm going to bring that a little bit to the middle of my crease. Just a little bit more. Also, I forgot to tell you all the brushes I am using. So the first brush that I use for my crease, this is a brush by Sonia Kashuk. I hope I'm saying her last name right. And the second brush is one by Morphe. This one came in a set. I will put the links to the brushes where you can buy them in the description down below. Hopefully she still has these in a set. I'm not quite sure, but if they are available, I will leave them in the link. I'll leave the link down below for you all. So now I'm going to take this color right here. This shade is called Chip. It is a dark, deep chocolate brown. And I'm going to just lightly put that right there on my lid, and to help give this crease a bit more depth as well. Just a little bit. I don't want anything too dark today, but I'm going to put that right there. Eyeshadow is something that I'm always working on. I'm not like the best at eyeshadow, but I love eyeshadow. It's so fun. So I think I'm gonna start practicing it more, especially during this quarantine time where I have a lot of downtime. I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. I have so many palettes, and I have so many palettes, and a lot of them I haven't even used. I just, you know how you just buy stuff. You just like, oh, I want it. I like it. It looks nice. It's cute. And now I have absolutely nowhere to wear it. So I guess I'll be wearing it to Instagram. You all can see it. Okay, so now I'm going to take a clean blending brush, and I am just going to lightly blend that color Chip in to my crease a little bit, just so it doesn't look too dark right there. I'm going to go back in with that chip shade and just blend it up a little higher. I do want it a little bit higher than what I had it. I have a little leftover product, so I'm not going to dip back in. And also, when it comes to eyeshadows, you never want to start off adding too much. You would rather start off using a little and just blend and build it up, because taking off makeup over and over and over is a headache. There's not enough makeup wipes or micellar water in the world. You're just wasting time and products. So just take your time, build it up, and get the look that you want. And so now for my lid, I'm going to go in with a wet eyeshadow brush. This one is from e.l.f. and this shade is called Cran Apple. What? Look at that. Didn't I say I wanted to do a cranberry look today? That's what I think I was going for. And look, we're gonna go in with Cran Apple. And I am just going to take it and start.
Ooh. She's pigmented. Let's see.
I am liking this. I think this is my first time ever using this shade in this palette. And I'm not mad at it. This look, wait a minute. I like this. And the purpose of me wetting my brush is to, when you wet your brush on glitter shades or shimmer shades, it really makes the color stand out more on your lid versus putting them on there dry. They can still look very nice dry, but I think they just look a little bit better when you spritz your brush with a little water before you put it on to your lid. And I'm just going to lightly bring this up because I am slightly cutting my crease, just a tad bit, not a lot, just a little bit. You can cut your crease without necessarily using a concealer or a base if you just want to do it this way. And for the purpose of this video today, it's a little bit quicker for me to just do it like that. I'm not mad at Cran Apple. I like her. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more. So as I'm looking at Cran Apple on my eyes, I like it, but it's not, it's cute, but I want a little bit more. I want it to be a little bit brighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another eyeshadow brush. This one is not wet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another shade. This shade is called Sissy. Okay, it's right here. I think I'm gonna take this shade. I think I'm gonna pop it on top of Cran Apple, just to give it a bit more shine. Cran Apple was a bit darker than what I wanted, but this one I am really liking. I just really wanted to brighten up the eye look a bit more. It's still summertime. I don't want to be too dark, you know. And I would like to add a little inner corner highlight today. So I am going to go in with this shade right here. And she is called Faint. I'm going to take this small brush, which is also part of the Morphe brush set that I was talking about earlier. And I'm just going to sweep this shade into my inner lid and gently bring it upwards. And this is just to add a little highlight to your eyeshadow look, just to make it stand out a little bit more. This step is completely optional. Okay, so now moving on to my complexion products. For my primer today, I'm going to be using the Pore Professional by Benefit. I absolutely love this primer. This is the gel mattifying primer. I have oily skin, so I always look for a nice mattifying primer. I like to put it all over. Some people just put it in their T-zones. I like to put it all over because your girl is oily everywhere. And now going in with foundation, I will be using the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop, and I am in the shade Cappuccino. And to apply this, I will be using my foundation blending brush from e.l.f. e.l.f. is just such a great place to get like really affordable, nice brushes. Like, don't sleep on them just because they're cheap now, okay? Don't do that. They're nice. I'm gonna shake it up. So I'm just going to add a little bit here. And what's nice about this foundation is that a little goes a long way, okay? And I'm just going to pat this all over. Pat, don't swipe. You never want to swipe your makeup. Pat, okay? You're stippling your foundation into your face. That's what you want. You don't want to swipe it because you're smearing it and rubbing it off pretty much. Pat, take your time.
Be a blending queen. Don't rush. What's that challenge we had? Don't rush. Take your time.
The payoff is way better. I remember when this foundation came out, I went absolutely crazy because this foundation comes out in 40, I want to say 40 shades. Is it 40? I might be wrong. I'm gonna look it up. But I remember at the time when this foundation came out, I was working at Ulta. For those of you who do not know, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more, by the way. Just a little bit, you don't need too much. I was working at Ulta at the time, which is a makeup store, kind of like Sephora. And I just went absolutely insane. I believe that this foundation was a collaboration with a YouTuber. It was very inclusive. And what was nice about the brand being inclusive with this foundation launch is that if I have a problem as a brown skinned woman finding my shade, that is a good thing. Because with a lot of brands, they have just a few brown shades because I guess all brown people are the same shade. We all look alike. But to have a brand come out and have so many shades to choose from was just really nice and refreshing because there is something for everybody, which is what every brand should try to include in their makeup lines. So, I mean, look at her. She just, wow. I just love this foundation. Always make sure to also blend down into your neck or just a little beneath your jawline, whichever one you prefer. Maybe you're wearing something and you don't want foundation to get on your clothes. Completely understandable, but just make sure you always blend down, okay? You want to blend down a little bit, okay? You don't want that, you ever see people with like you can tell where their makeup begins and where it ends? Yeah, don't be that one. Don't let that be you. Okay, so now for my concealer, I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place concealer in the shade 12. This is my highlighting shade. I love Juvia's Place all the way around. When I worked there at Ulta, I would always recommend her brand to customers because it is just amazing. And so when I do my concealer under my eyes, I don't like to take the concealer all the way up. I will show you what I do with my beauty blender, but I like to just put it a little beneath my eyeline and I like to blend it up, you know? So this is a very important tip. The purpose of highlighting and contour is to either attract light or draw shadows. Okay, you highlight to attract light and you contour to draw shadows to your face. So for example, I have a round head. Okay, so when I highlight, I am not going to highlight places that I want to make appear smaller. So I'm not going to highlight a lot on my chin, and I'm also not going to highlight very heavy on my forehead. Whereas if you are a person who has a smaller forehead, you can put more highlight and a bit more highlight on your chin if you have a smaller, maybe more of an oval head. Okay, so also with the highlight, I typically stop my highlight right here along the tip of my brow. Reason being is that I do not bring the highlight completely out here. I know you all have probably seen people do that. That is going to create a wider appearance of your face, which is fine if you have a smaller head and face. But if you have a more round face like myself and you want to make it appear smaller, then you don't want to draw your highlight all the way out, okay? So always remember that you highlight and contour according to the shape of your face. Just because someone does theirs one way does not mean it's going to fit for you. So it's very important starting off to know what is the shape of your face. You have square, you have diamond, you have round, which is me. There are just so many. So please just take time to look up your face shape and which one works for you, and your makeup will become easier for you along the way. So now to blend, I'm just going to take my beauty blender and I am just going to start blending in that highlight under my eye. And the reason why I stopped my highlight slightly under my eye is because I don't like to put it all the way up. I like to blend it up so that it looks a little bit more seamless, a little bit more clean, and it also makes it easier and it cuts down on your blending time, in my opinion, as well, because sometimes it can start looking a little too cakey underneath your eyes, and that is not what you want. Okay, so remember how I said I stopped my highlight at a certain point? You see, I'm not dragging my highlight all the way out. I'm stopping it right there underneath the tip of that brow. And don't rush blending. Don't rush it. Take your time. Being unblended is not cute, girl. It's not. Also, as I am blending this highlight under my eye, I am slightly dragging it into the outer parts of my nose. Okay, when I contour, I do not like to put those two lines down my nose. It just doesn't work for me. It's one of those things that, you know, depending on your nose size and shape, maybe you can do the two lines. Me, I just prefer to just bring it in, because bringing in your highlight is automatically going to create a smaller looking nose. And then putting it, highlighting down the middle will highlight the bulb of your nose. So I don't like to add the extra contour lines. For me, I don't think it's necessary. Okay. And as you see, I also didn't add a lot of highlight on my chin, because I don't want my chin to look super big and wide, or it just any more wider than what it is. Okay. Shout out to Rihanna for always sticking up for the girls with the big foreheads. Thanks, girl. We cute too. And I'm just dragging this, patting this highlight down my nose. So for my setting powder, I'm going to go in with the Juvia's Place setting powder, and I am in the shade Kalahari. Okay, and to apply this, I am just going to take this flat Beauties blending sponge, and I'm just going to tap a little bit on here, not too much. I don't like to go too crazy. And I am just going to start applying that in all the areas where I highlighted. And you also can want to bring this into your inner nose too, because that is also going to help shape your nose the way you want it to be as well, with that liquid concealer that we put there. So I'm going to let that sit for just a second. I don't let my setting powder sit for a super long time, but I do like to let it sit for a little bit, just so that when I wipe it off, it can leave that brightening effect under the eye. So while that is setting, I am going to go in with my black Radiance contour palette. Okay, this contour shade right here, she's it. She's it. If I never buy any other contour, I will be happy continuing to buy this palette. Okay, you can find this at Walmart, Target, either one. So to apply that contour, I'm going to take this shade. This is a contour brush, and you know it's a contour brush because it is slightly angled. And when I do my contour, I like to kind of smile so that you can cup that cheek a little bit, like cup it. Because you want to create the effect of high cheekbones, right? Everyone loves a nice high cheekbone. So just kind of swoop it up a little bit. Don't go down too much. You always want your contour to kind of come up. Create the effect of a higher face. Okay? And I'm just going to go around the rest of my head, around my temple area. I'm just going to do the same thing I did on this side as I did on the other side. And then I also contour the jawline. So you just always want to go in, contour your jaw. And when you contour your jaw, also blend it downwards. So it doesn't look like contour, then neck, contour, neck, contour, neck. You don't want that. You don't want that. Make it blend. What do we say? Blend. Be a blending queen. All right? I shouldn't be able to tell where your contour begins and where it ends. So I'm going to wipe that off. The highlighter I will be using today is the MAC highlighter, and this shade is called Gold Deposit. This is an OG highlighter. It's been around for a very long time. Like, it doesn't start off very crazy. You ever put on a highlighter and it just goes on super heavy and you're just like, oh my gosh, I wish I could have just built that up instead of it just going on so strong? This one allows you to do that, which I really like. And it's also nice because it allows you to look shimmery without looking glittery. Okay, there is a difference between shimmer and glitter. Okay, you want to shimmer, not glitter. And I also like to take this down my nose and right here. And I like to add a little bit underneath my brow bone. Now you can go in with a smaller brush and do this, but because I'm already using my fan brush, which is also a Morphe fan brush that came a part of the collection that I talked about earlier, I'm just going to keep using this and just lightly sweep it underneath my brow bone. Because I'm being just a little bit lazy right now. I also like to highlight my upper lip a little bit. Makes it look really pretty for when you put on your lip gloss. I forgot to highlight underneath my nose area. That's okay, because I'm just gonna go back in with this same powder right here. And I'm just going to put a little highlighting powder underneath my nose and along those smile lines, a little powder in those smile lines. I'm going to also take this powder and put it underneath my contour line just to make it more defined. Look at me making this fish face. Stop it. And for my lips today, I always combine lip products. So I think I may use like maybe 2 or 3 lip glosses and sticks today. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to go in with the MAC lip pencil, and this is in the shade Chestnut. Okay, it is a deep brown shade. I'm just going to use this to lightly line my lips. I don't want anything too dramatic or dark today, so I am just going to go in very lightly. And for gloss, I did decide to keep it a little bit simple today. So I'm just going to go in with the Revlon Kiss Plumping Lip Cream, and this is in the shade Barely Blush. It is this super pretty light pink shade. Ooh, I love the nude it's creating for me today. Soft and subtle. So today I'm going to use the Kiss eyeliner in the shade Black. All right. And it is a creamy crayon type eyeshadow. It's not a pencil. It's more of like a creamy crayon, which these are my favorite types to use. I think they're easier and a bit more blendable than pencils. They're also just very easy to use. Oh, also, when you do your eyeliner, do not tug down and pull your eye like this, all right? One, you're pulling your skin down. You don't want wrinkles and bags, so don't do that, okay? Take a beauty blender, a clean beauty blender that has no product on it, and just lightly pull it down. Not pull, but just tug it down. And apply your eyeliner as so. And now it is time for me to do my lashes. These are the lashes I'm wearing today. They are just very nice and fluffy. I love these lashes. They're long. And if you would like to know where I got these lashes, give this video a thumbs up and stay tuned. Okay, and the lash glue I'm using is just a regular lash glue that I found from my local beauty supply. Also, let's talk about why my eyelash is drying. Let's talk about this for a little bit, okay? I know that a lot of people, let me look you in the eye. I know a lot of people like to use hair glue for their lashes. Sis, stop doing it. You're supposed to use lash adhesive. That hair glue that you use for your wigs, that glue does not go on your eyes, okay? It can cause damage if you rip it out the wrong way, or if it gets stuck and becomes uncomfortable. When you rip those eyelash hairs off, sometimes when they are damaged, they will not grow back. Lash adhesive can range from $1.99 to $2.99. Just go to your local beauty supply and get you a lash adhesive. Stop putting that hair glue on your eyelids. That's not what it's for. Okay? All right. Now, when it comes to how I lay my lashes, I'm kind of sort of a perfectionist. I have a very specific way I like my eyelash to lay on my eye. But this looks fine the first time. For today, I am only going to be applying mascara to my bottom lashes, okay? And the mascara that I'm using is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, okay? Now I just like to take a little bit. I'm gonna take this mirror, and I like to look to the side. Am I the only one who makes a weird face while they're applying their mascara? It just feels right. It just feels right. And I'm just going to look to the side so I can see my side lashes from the bottom. It just makes it a little easier for me to do. And the last step for this makeup look is the setting spray. So the setting spray that I like to use is the Morphe. Oh, is that backwards? Oh, is it backwards? Okay, y'all get the point. And she smells good, so. And this just sets my makeup. It makes, I look a little wet right now, but it's going to dry, and it's just going to just really set in all those powders I use and to make me not look cakey, which is the goal. All right, beauties, so that concludes this makeup look. I'm not mad at it. I'm not. I for someone who didn't know what eyeshadow look they were going for today, I don't think that this one came out that bad. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And I really hope that the tips I gave you today work for you and you found them very helpful. With everything going on in the world right now, times are very scary and can often feel very crazy. And I think that right now is a time where Black people should really be in support of other Black people, whether they have a business or they are a creator. That's why in this video, I would like to feature an artist who has been painting for 5 years. His art is absolutely amazing, and I would love for you all to check out his pieces. So please stay tuned to see what he has available for you.
Got the Henny, you get cold. Smoke on Reggie, that's a no-no. Driving slow-mo in the photo. Bitches ready for them photos. There's a lot of things on my mind, yeah. Stacking money like 365. Cause this shit is real. Cause this shit is real. Cause this shit is real. Don't say you get money, boy, you been broke. Digit dash up in my still on my grass, they want my dough, though. But I keep a 40, they don't know, no. Got the Henny, you get cold. Smoke on Reggie, that's a no-no. Driving slow-mo in the photo. Bitches ready for them photos. There's a lot of things on my mind, yeah. Stacking money like 365. Cause this shit is real. Cause this shit is real. Cause this shit is real.
All right, you all, so I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I also hope that you enjoyed viewing all of those beautiful art pieces. I will link the artist's name and socials down below in the description box. Please reach out to him if you would like to know more. And if you would like to see him in a future video with me, give this video a thumbs up because we might be able to plan something very cool and exciting for you all. Thank you for watching. See you next time.